Sean and Christina, thanks for being on the podcast today. Parents, if you're watching this with kids in the room, we're going to advise you to save this post and come back to it later. You have been warned. Mm-hmm. Now that it's safe to talk about it, Christmas has got a lot of great traditions that we get to do with our kids, but kids do get older. And so how do you guys plan on handling, if you haven't already, kind of taking away some of the magic of Christmas when it comes to like Santa and Elf on the Shelf?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, we do all the things. So our kids now are 10 and 7, and still, Sean suspects that they like don't necessarily believe.
Actually,
in
I don't suspect. I know.
You know.
Yeah.
But they haven't said it. Like they'll say little things,
I know
but
things.
they go along with it. Like they're fully invested, especially like the Elf on the Shelf. We do it every night. We did freak out already this season.
Yeah.
But anyway, we had a good story for that.
Yeah.
And they come down every morning and they're like, oh, where's the elf? And they look and they're really excited about it. And then still they seem to believe in Santa, but they play along. Whether or not they do or not, I think maybe they play along for me because I get so excited, and we do pictures with Santa. They write letters to Santa. The elf takes it to Santa. Like we already did all the things.
Yeah, together. So that brings up a great point. I've started to realize I think they really enjoy it because we do it together. Mm-hmm. Like every morning, Chase will come and get me. I need you to find them. And then it's in the middle of me like getting ready. Mm-hmm. So he won't leave my side until I actually go look and find them. And he's like hot and cold. So I think they enjoy the experience of family playing imaginative play together. Mm-hmm. I think that's a big part of it. But at one point they did believe in it. But one day Chase was like, hey, look at that Santa. He looks different. So like that's him saying, he doesn't believe in it. But he believes in the fun of it.
Yeah. They've already kind of mentioned that some of their friends talk about how Santa's not real. And I mean, every family has different beliefs, which is fine. And I know that there's some people who just say like, we don't want to tell our kids something that's not true.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, it's totally understandable.
Actually makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, we are like living a lie for like years and years.
But what if
like
he is
perpetrating these lies?
What if?
Well, then he should bring gifts because that's always us.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a good point.
And so I think we talked about like for Blake, he starts middle school next school year. So I think we're going to have to tell him pretty soon, probably before next year. I know he knows, but like have the talk of like, but I think we'll still have the conversation of like, yes, we're going to tell you he's not real, but then we need you to pretend like he's still real for Chase because, he's still 7 and it's fun for him. So I think then Blake becomes the helper. He can move the elf on the shelf every night.
Delegation.
Yes.
Yeah.
He would probably love that. I mean, his favorite things are when the elf does like crazy stuff like toilet papers the house or like he didn't toilet paper the house this year, just the bathroom, but
it was
like
nice
2 rolls of toilet paper.
But then that's the toilet paper they used.
Yeah, we're like now you have to
then
use
you can
it.
just choose to pick it up. So that's another good topic. A good time to tell the kids that Santa's not real is you have a dual conversation. Like Santa's not real and it's time to wear deodorant. So those are like things you put together and it's like boom. 2 birds.
Well, he's already wearing deodorant.
One bird, 2 stones?
No, 2 birds and 1 stone.
Yeah,
that's why Santa went away because you weren't wearing deodorant, so he's not coming back anymore.
He's not coming back.
Bingo. That's it.
I love it. Okay, so this imaginative play, is that important for a child's development, especially when it comes to like neuro and brain? Is that?
I think it is. It's actually when you talk about normal social development or way we imagine it to be is you want imaginative play to be a big thing because it takes like abstract thought. We're usually thinking everything's very concrete. And then as you get older as a kid, you start imagining things and then playing with other kids, like playing teacher and student and cops and robbers. Mm-hmm. There's a part of the imagination that kind of helps cognition to kind of use it in the world as you get older. It is important. But then again, there are individuals that can't do that or don't do it, but they're amazing at putting things together, like engineering, science, understanding facts they'll never forget a fact, but they have a hard time using those facts in a pretend way. So I think that's okay too. But the usual, they say, is imaginative play is needed. I kind of push back on that a little bit, thinking that it's okay if you don't. But there's other strengths that those individuals have.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely part of like when you learn in the textbooks all the developmental milestones, and that's one of the things that is in there as a milestone that most children do have at some point. But to Sean's point, yeah, everyone kind of can be a little bit different and have different strengths, and if they're not strong at imaginative play, they may be strong at that mathematical mind of the building and stuff. So,
which is needed.
Yeah, we need that for sure.
Yeah, and whether you have a child who's great with imaginative or you have a child that's great with facts, the common denominator is be a parent that engages.
Exactly.
Be a parent that, if your kid likes facts, build Legos with them. If your kids like to imagine, do Elf on the Shelf. Is that's the key?
That's exactly right.
Yeah, I think that kind of segues into like, what should you get your kids for Christmas? Like, what are they interested in? Yeah. If they're not interested in building, probably Legos isn't going to interest them, right? Yeah. They're going to be like, I don't want to sit down and, build Legos for 2 hours. But then there's some kids that love that, and they want all the Lego sets. So I think it's identifying like what your kids really enjoy doing, and then tailoring the gifts to those things.
Yeah. Foster the gifts towards their interests. Don't force anything up. Don't get them a Batman costume and feel bad that they didn't use it. I mean, they don't have to.
Yeah.
They don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't like everything.
Yeah.
So it should be allowed, right?
For sure.
I like most things. But.
She does. Yeah.
Yeah. So speaking of Christmas and Christmas gifts, let's go into some Christmas traditions, and we'll start with this one. Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, Christmas morning, Christmas night. When do you open presents at the Farsano home?
Okay. Yes. So we open one gift, usually Christmas Eve, and all the rest of the gifts are on Christmas morning. And that's like growing up, that's what we always did. And we loved we actually could pick out the one gift that we could open for Christmas Eve. So we're always shaking and checking it out. What we've kind of done with the kids in the past is we've given them one of the gifts that we want them to open for Christmas Eve. And sometimes it's just some cute Christmas slippers that they can wear that night or something, but it's fun because it kind of gets them excited, and maybe it doesn't help them. They then can't sleep, but that's what we've always done. I think, I don't know, growing up, did y'all always do Christmas morning?
Yeah, it's we had totally different upbringings, which is good. I think it's not a bad thing. Ours was, gifts weren't a big thing growing up. I think I got a Nintendo once, and I had been asking for it for 2 years. I think my friends were already on Genesis and Super Nintendo and maybe PlayStation.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding, not that far in advance. But that was a big deal. I'll never forget opening that and cherishing it. But ours was about, we went to church at 5 a.m. So that was actually what everything was based around, and seeing all our friends at church. And then we'd come home and open presents. As we got older, we started opening at Christmas Eve.
Okay.
But it was usually we would get our parents something, and then parents would get us something, and it was good. We just I didn't think they made a big deal about it. So it's been really fascinating seeing Christina, the Italian side and the American side, the different traditions they have and how excited they get about Christmas. I'm learning along with the kids.
Yeah.
So it's been fun for me too. Awesome. Christina's actually taught me how to have fun. I didn't know how before.
Yeah, that's good.
That's the truth.
I love fun.
Yeah.
She does.
Okay. Does everybody open a present one at a time, or is it 3, 2, 1 free for all?
I want to let me start with this.
Okay.
There's this thing.
Okay.
I'm gonna jump in here. Hot topic. Here's what's up. It'd be nice if everybody could just open them all and then just go to town and start using it. But the way we do it, and I think it's a tradition in their family, you open it, we all watch one person. It's like an amphitheater. We're all sitting there. We're stand up. There's a spotlight.
This is later in the day when all the family's together, okay?
And then they open it, and they're like, wait, who's it from? Look at the red paper, acknowledge it. open it, hold it up, and the kids are just like, they can't. The kid doesn't even know what it is.
Yeah.
Right. So then wait, take a picture.
Yes.
And then don't forget this is from grandma. You know. And then they send the picture. We send the picture immediately, or we make a list in a notebook of who all these people are. And then we move on to the next one. And then you see the other kid. The other kid is like just losing it. He's staring. He's not even a participant. He's like staring at his other gifts. And all getting all antsy. So a common tradition in our family, which, and I don't want to change, right? This is really, we'll let the kids decide that in the future. I have no part. I just want to express what I see.
Yeah.
It's one by one, picture for each one, documentation, follow up, thank you.
Yeah.
And then the presents are all laying on the floor and the kids are so tired. It's time for lunch.
So they don't get to actually play
so
with the
this
presents.
is like,
But it's a great experience.
it is true. It
Good
is
save
true.
at the
But
end
this
there,
is
Sean.
like
But
later.
I don't want to change.
This is later, okay? When the kids open presents, we do try to let them like kind of alternate so that we can kind of see. It's because I'm like recording and taking pictures of everything.
Sure.
But we've gotten a little bit less like, I don't know, like regimented about it, I guess. We just kind of like, you go ahead and open, enjoy. Like the last couple years, I think it was a little more relaxed with the kids. But yes,
That's
Sean's
because
right.
I became a little more vocal one of the years.
Yeah.
And I was just like, why?
Let's just let them have fun.
What are we doing?
Even like, okay, it gets as far as like, this is my OCD kicking in, right? Blake can't come downstairs. Like the kids can't come downstairs without asking permission. So they have to ask, can we come downstairs? And Blake has to wait for Chase to be awake. And then they have to come down together so I can record it.
Oh, gosh.
Them coming down the stairs. And then they see the gifts from Santa like under the tree. It's like a whole thing. So maybe I need to relax a little.
And she'll accidentally get me in the picture and I'm sitting in the corner like, you know?
In
I'm
his
like, oh, wait, I'm
non-matching
trying.
Christmas pajamas, all the rest of us are
My
matching.
pajamas
you know?
are basketball shorts and a t-shirt.
Listen,
Rockets.
You're go Rockets.
Go Rockets. Okay. So then he's right. Later in the day, when all the family gets together, it's like all the cousins and the grandparents and great grandmas and everybody. Aunts, uncles. So when everyone gets together, we do exchange gifts with everyone. And so yes, he's right. We like
That's okay.
We take turns. Otherwise it's kind of chaotic. Like everyone's
right.
opening and no one knows what's happening and there's just like stuff flying. So
Do you go oldest, youngest, or youngest to oldest?
I don't know.
Or
if
you just
we've
go in a
ever-
circle?
We just kind of go in a circle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
There you
it's
go.
never
That's a little
really been-
chaotic. You could like change it up every time where you sit together.
And then we usually do a white elephant gift exchange every
Hey,
year.
Now we're talking.
White elephant with the whole family. Like if you want to participate, you bring the gift. So then there's like a separate pile of white elephant. So that's like another game we play later, where you know how white elephant works. But it's always really fun. Like there have been tears and like fights.
It's not really a white elephant. It's kind of like I actually invite ESPN to come to one of our white elephant parties or gift exchanges. It's so competitive.
Really?
Oh, yeah, it's nuts. I mean, people are upset. People are scheming.
Yeah.
And it's not, it's kids,
yeah.
it's parents, it's grandparents. So
They're like, if I steal
Yeah.
that from you, like, because there's rules, you can only choose steals, right? If I steal
Right.
that from you and then my kid steals it from them, then I'll end up with it because I'm going to take it from my kid. And yeah, it's a bit much.
yeah, you got to go in
intense.
there ready to not talk to someone for a year.
Yeah, and then I'll see you next Christmas.
Yeah.
Because
I still love you, but let's not talk.
Yeah, we're not. I really wanted that one. Yeah. Christina, I heard you mention before we started recording something about a dinner on Christmas Eve.
Oh, yes.
Tell us a little bit about that tradition.
Okay. So this is an Italian tradition from the Italian side of my family. And I think the official name, I don't know the Italian name, is like the Feast of Fishes. And it's actually like this big fish dinner, which you never really associate fish and Christmas together, but something in Italy that they do on Christmas Eve. And it's all kinds of crazy fish, not crazy, but like clams and linguine. There's usually like shrimp cocktail. Yeah. Calamari, like an octopus salad. And like my dad gets really excited. Yeah. He goes all in. He's like buying all the fresh fish and he's preparing it. And he really loves it. So we usually do that on Christmas Eve. And then Christmas Day is also like a big Italian thing is we have homemade lasagna. So we usually have an assembly party where you assemble the lasagna with all the like homemade ingredients. at least like a day or two before we get together and we assemble the lasagna trays. And then like everyone's like, I want to bring one home for that. So we end up assembling like 10
Like
trays of
19
lasagna.
trays.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
There was one year I think we did make like 20 trays of lasagna.
Wow. That sounds awesome.
It was a lot.
Yeah.
And then everyone got to bring some and you can freeze it and, have it later. But that's what we serve on Christmas Day is we eat lasagna with salad and bread. And
It's
Yeah.
it's amazing lasagna.
that's a great tradition.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I think the boys enjoy it too. Like
do.
they like the process of like everyone's together, we're putting it together and then they get to eat it. They just love the meatballs too. Like
Yeah, it
they'd
brings
be
good-
happy with meatballs.
I can see why, especially Italians are very united. It's because of traditions like this.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. So we're talking about Christmas. We're talking about good food. Let's rewind just a little bit. This is the first time we've gotten to talk on the podcast since the Think Christmas party.
Oh, yes.
How did it go? Were you guys like? I know everyone that I've talked to was blown away by it. Tell us about that.
It went amazing. It was definitely a night where the community, people that support us, companies that support Think, parents of patients were there, and our employees, our doctors, our nurse practitioners, PA, specialists, front desk, billers, CFO. I mean, you name it. Everybody was there, and that night was really for them, giving back to them an experience that they may not be able to experience outside of Think is really meaningful to us. And I think it really connects everybody together, like just doing it to have fun. There's no agenda, there's no money being raised. It's really just having fun together. And this year I saw the most people having fun stress-free. Like individuals like myself that may be walking around worried,
Like
even at a party.
Usually just like anxious, you know?
Everybody was having fun, and it was a lot of moms and dads. It became like a date night. We really need to just change the name to Think Date Night.
Yeah.
Because that's what it turned out to be. But it was
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. I think we were very intentional with our guest list. And we really wanted to, connect people that, we have connections with and they can connect with each other. And it was cool because there was several like patient moms and stuff that had attended like other events and they ran into each other and it's fun for them. And so I think it turned out amazing. The entertainment, like the companies that we work with are incredible, like very talented. And that's where like, this is their strength, right? Like that creative aspect, that's just, my mind doesn't work that way. But that's exactly how like they can just bring an idea to life. And it was amazing.
Yeah, it was awesome. I mean, the companies are Start Day, the events company, Post Oak Hotel, I think the Walton Stout Band, Gulf Coast Entertainment,
Neo,
Yeah.
Post Oak.
Yeah, the Post Oak, the Rocket, SpaceX. We had like a bunch of private practices were there. It was a good time where you presented an idea and then they just did it. And they did it not just to do it, they did it like excellent.
Yeah.
So I think that's why they even get excited about it. We love the Post Oak employees, the staff there. We actually treat them like family. So people want to be, the workers want to be at the party.
Yeah.
Because we treat them with respect, and it's vice versa.
It's funny, like every year they're like, "Oh, we know about the Think party. Like we asked to work that night,
Yeah,
like
that's great.
they want to work the party." So it's kind of cool to see that the excitement that like even they get from the party. Yeah,
It's linking locals.
Yeah.
Like who actually gets people together just to do it?
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't want anything from anybody. We don't want anything from anybody.
Yeah.
But it's a shame that all of us have such a hard time all getting together just because.
Just cause.
And that's what this party or event is about, is just getting everybody in the same room without an agenda, and let's have fun like we're kids.
Yeah.
And that's what we achieved this year especially. It really felt like it.
Yeah. It's awesome.
96.5 was there.
Yeah.
It was a good group.
yeah,
Yeah. Very good group.
But then we also want to invite the whole world.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think
Then you have to talk to the whole world now.
Well, yeah, I have a hard time.
It is hard when it's like 300 people and you do feel an obligation to like at least say hi to everyone,
Sure.
of course. But then there's some people I didn't even see the whole night because, I just hadn't crossed paths with them and you feel bad.
Yeah.
I think they had fun regardless.
Yeah,
like,
sure.
But
We're
I
just
think
worried. I'm a worrier.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I feel like I need to at least say hi to everybody once.
Yeah.
And when I don't, I get worried. So then I'm the one person walking around worried, but I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
As long as everybody else is having fun.
Yeah.
yeah, but we would love to invite like a
Yeah,
1,000
Houston.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dear Houston.
We'll figure it out.
We can make it happen. We can definitely make it happen.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. All right. Now going back towards Christmas, this is another hard hitting question. It could really divide the podcast.
Oh
here.
no.
Is Die Hard a Christmas movie?
I've never thought so, but I'm not good at remembering like what's in movies, so
Yeah.
I'm not the best person to ask.
Yeah, I don't know.
What do you think, Doug?
I think whatever you guys think. That's a great answer.
I'm gonna say no,
Yeah, I'm with you on that
Yeah.
one, actually. Yeah.
but
Okay.
I can see how it can be.
Yeah.
I don't see how. I don't remember the movie, so.
It's just the timing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's lit. It all just happens during Christmas.
Oh,
Elf.
okay.
At a Christmas
Elf
party.
is a Christmas movie.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a hot take. Are you sure you really want to say that on the podcast?
Yeah.
That Elf is a Christmas.
Yeah, but I'll watch it, for Thanksgiving or Easter.
really
It's good. If it's on TV, I'm gonna watch it.
I don't
I'm
think it's on
I'm not
TV
saying,
during
hey,
that
for
time.
Easter.
Yeah.
Like if
it's on
you're.
Voodoo.
Yeah.
I'll watch it. That's a good.
It's
movie.
a good movie.
It's a
It's
good
just
movie.
like, it
no
makes
matter
you
the
smile.
season, for sure.
It
Yeah.
does.
Out of all the snacks and treats that Christmas brings about, do you have like a favorite?
Oh my gosh.
You like eggnog?
I do love eggnog, spiked eggnog.
Okay.
All eggnog is good. Not all eggnog.
That's definitely her
It has to
favorite.
be like Borden.
When I
or,
first
like-
met her, she started talking about eggnog, and I was like, "What is like? You really like it that much?" And then ever since, like every year, it's a big deal.
Yeah.
Sean found these like huge. Are they gallons?
Yeah,
From Costco, I think, or I don't
From
remember. It
Specs.
was from Specs,
yeah.
and they're already like pre-mixed and everything.
They're good.
And one year he bought like 20.
Well, you said you liked it, so I didn't want you to run out.
We didn't even drink all of them, but
I mean, you tell me you like something, I'm gonna buy a lot of it. Yeah.
yeah. Man, other treats like cookies. Of course, I love Christmas cookies, like baking them, and I think it's the process of like Sean said, it's like a family thing. We're doing one tomorrow evening at my cousin's house, like a Christmas baking party. We get the whole family. They all come. The kids get to decorate. And then it's like who can decorate the best cookies. Some of the guys' cookies, like they were good last year
Yeah.
or the previous years. Like we were like you're using toothpicks and like
Oh wow.
very
It
precise.
wasn't me, though.
Okay.
But I wish I could be like that. Yeah.
Some of yours were really good.
Yeah.
But anyway, cookies are always fun. The lasagna, I mean, we don't do that very often just because it's like such a long, tedious process. But that's probably like my favorite thing to eat during the Christmas season.
Yeah. Awesome.
I don't specifically have anything there like pie. I like pies. It all starts Halloween and then it's all downhill.
Yeah.
Right? I got
Like all the
Snickers,
sweets.
and then everything that the kids can't eat. Peanuts. I need to eat all the ones with the peanuts in them, and then
For the
you get
safety of your
Thanksgiving.
child.
Safety.
Yeah, and then pecan pie. You gotta eat those because it has a lot of nuts in them,
Yeah.
and then you get to Christmas, and then there's a lot of hazelnuts. So then you have to eat all the hazelnuts,
Obviously.
and then it's just like rabbit hole.
Yeah,
just
yeah.
keep going.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a good experience. The hazelnut thing, y'all's family's really big into roasted
Okay.
hazelnuts.
Yeah, we do roasted hazelnut. It's like we do it anytime like in the fall, all the fall and winter. I guess Thanksgiving and
But
Christmas.
Christmas is when the hazelnut shells are all over the house. Like you crack them and then it shoots off. Like
You have to roast them, right? They have to be roasted. Like raw hazelnuts do not taste good. So you have to roast them perfectly. It's like a big deal. Like some years, like someone burnt the hazelnuts, like don't be that person, right? And so then some people, like my dad, has to mix them with like a fig. Okay, it's like a fig with a hazelnut together in like a bite. And then there's also chestnuts involved, like roasted chestnuts. Yeah, we like nuts.
yeah.
It's always been a thing. Like after you eat, you rest a little. We open some gifts, and then the nuts come out.
Yeah.
Then it's
Sounds
like a
funny.
process, and then the
Sounds
desserts. It's like
I try not to
coffee,
laugh, but it's so hard.
desserts. Yeah, it's we love them.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I first met her, it was the first Christmas when I went over to her parents' house. They're very welcoming, right? And we finished eating and everything. All of a sudden, like everybody's like gathering around like the kitchen table, and like there's like these 20 of these like silver things sitting out. I haven't been around this. They're little nutcrackers, and like so they all sit down. They bring out this huge tray of hazelnuts, and they're just like going it down.
We each have our own plate.
It's
Yeah.
just flying everywhere.
Yeah.
So I joined in, and it's been part of the tradition.
There
That's
you
my
go.
favorite tradition now.
There you go.
It is
My
pretty
dad's
awesome.
too. My dad
yeah,
goes
your
off on it,
parents
yeah.
love it. Like his
Yeah.
parents really adopted
Oh,
that
yeah.
tradition,
Yeah.
and they love it.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's funny because like it gets so far as like we have to label our nutcrackers that we bring because other people
don't
will
do
take
that.
the nutcrackers home. So ours
telling
have
you,
like
it's
blue tape on the
competition.
end,
Yeah.
and so those are our nutcrackers.
Yeah.
You gotta bring.
The
You can't bring your
Varghese
best
family.
one, right? You gotta bring the one that slips off.
Yeah.
Of it, you know?
Yeah.
And they can
Someone
that
will
one,
take your
yeah.
nutcracker.
So there's a lot of competitiveness at Christmas
telling
in the
you.
Marchesano household.
I guess so, man. I didn't
Yeah.
even realize it.
I love it.
talk
No
about
wonder
it.
you're always winning when we play games.
It's
You've been
practice.
you've been trained
I've
for
been
this your
training.
whole life.
I've been training my
I mean,
whole
it's
life.
literally everything. Everything. Home is like freaking Olympics, man.
Yeah.
It's nuts. I gotta step up every morning. I
Yeah.
wake up, I can't just be like, today's just
Yeah.
a regular day. You know?
Like, I'm gonna crush you. Then.
Like I wake up now
gonna
and it's like
crush
who
you.
finds
You're
Elfie
going
first.
down.
And
Yeah.
I'm always last.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
okay with that.
Very good. Awesome. Well, it was fun to talk with you guys about Christmas, and yeah, thanks for being on the podcast.
Awesome.
Thanks.
Thanks.